if you guys look at this up there.
No, we'd like to do get these vans out here, so if you can assist us in doing that, we would appreciate it.
No, those are not vans.
Well, let's get the vans out.
Those are our vans. Go do that.
Oh, sorry. I was talking about the rabbits.
Guys, we need to hold this line. You got to get these vans out.
So, it looks like they were waiting for the tow trucks to get here in order to move the white vans. So, tow trucks have just arrived. The white vans are going to be moved. They're pushing forward again because they are trying to get people to move away from the vans that they're going to be towing.
How many? How many at the time? How many? What of my relatives have to go missing and trying to protect me? Who are you protecting? Who are you supposed to be? You took it home.
Who are you pointing at?
Fuck at me. Fuck at me.
Straight up. Come on.
Over here.
We're these little kids. Is that what you want? Is that in your fucking job description? What about your little sisters? What about your mom?
We're all unarmed.
What if somebody else was wearing that suit? And you were over here? Fuck you boys! Take this shit off of
There's a bunch of ACLU legal observers here.
And all of you with melanin in your skin! You think your boys in blue got you? Huh? If you didn't have your badge? Huh?
No name tags. I'm reporting all of this to the council.
All right, more cops have come in. It seems like the National Guard is here to kind of try to move the crowd, and then the police are here to probably do the arrest. No one over here has gas masks anymore.
Hey, listen up.
You were supposed to protect me!
No, your dad told
So the vans that were put in the road as roadblocks are being towed away. This is Keystone, South Dakota right now, July 3rd, 2020. Trump and Pence are supposed to be speaking at so-called Mount Rushmore tonight, and then there's supposed to be a fireworks display. That's probably going to be pushed back because these folks here have been blocking the road for over an hour, preventing Trump supporters from entering Mount Rushmore to see him speak.
Don't you know it's a native
Okay, well they just something.
The person who was hired to design and sculpt Mount Rushmore had strong ties to the KKK. And before he worked on Mount Rushmore, he helped sculpt a Confederate leaders monument in Georgia. There's still the line on this side.
I'm noticing a lot of people like that person with watermelons like soap or like there's added stuff and like one of them poured it on something and they're like, no, like obviously it's still here. Step away from my car, please. I think even though that was going around like only water, it still makes me
Pretty good color coordination, right? Girls are the shit. What? Love you guys. How am I supposed to leave?
They're putting up crime scene tape.
Look how tiny that one is.
Time to demilitarize the cops in this country. Cops are supposed to protect and serve, not do this to people, unarmed people. What's wrong with you?
It matches up. That's why your wife's gonna divorce you. Is your wife that way?
It looks like there are some Park Service people here.
I'm going to say something here. Telling us to give up our land and our ground and calling that the beginning of a negotiation, that ain't a negotiation, man. That's what the white man been doing to us this whole fucking time. We ain't fucking dumb. And I'll be straight up with you. I'll be straight up with you.
Let's go back.
The aggression today was come at from you guys, from those guys. It wasn't us. All we did was block a road. And you guys came at us hard. You didn't stick to your word. You didn't honor what you said you were gonna, and you came at us hard. So I'll tell you what the terms of our negotiation is.
Okay.
Unhook those right now. Tell Pennington County to stand down. Get the wreckers out of here. And then that's the beginning of the negotiation. That's a clear. It's like a starting. It's a starting point.
Like we can move it right now. Yeah.
That's what we're asking of. We're simply asking to negotiate. That's all we're asking you to do. Stand down, unhitch those. But I'm giving you guys an option. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's have a real negotiation, not one where you say you give up this much and then we'll talk. I'll be right back.
Okay. Hurry, because they start moving when you're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
mean, I'm trying for you. I really am.
Yeah, but you got to admit, man, that the negotiation, you can't have a negotiation where it's like, you're going to give up this, and this to a bunch of Indian people, then we'll talk.
Right.
Bullshit. Let's stop things right now.
Right.
Fair, equitable.
No,
Stop things right now where we're at, and then we'll talk.
Right. No, I understand.
So, and you know what the fucked up thing is? Why this right here is a function of white supremacy? We're sitting here potentially trying to negotiate while your people are fucking actively going against what we're potentially trying to negotiate while your people are fucking actively going against what we're trying to negotiate right here and right now. Just like the fucking broken treaties, just like every agreement and promise you ever made against Indian people. And we're reasonable. Fuck, we're parents. We're pillars of this community.
Sure.
We fucking fight for better education. We improve quality of life for our people.
Right.
And we're real. We'll have a negotiation.
Right.
We're prepared to be here all night if we need to. But here we go. That is a fucking microaggression. Standing right here, talking to us while you're doing that.
So that's
While you're trying to negotiate that.
right. So I just want to be clear. That's Pennington County.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal. You guys represent the white man. You guys represent the military-industrial complex, and that's what's going on here. I don't care what badge you have. You represent the United States government. Illegal seizure of our land. That's who you represent. The National Park Service. You're part of the system. You are the man. U.S. Park, National Guard, police, sheriff, highway patrol. It's all the same. It's all just different names for a militarized system that's coming against black, indigenous, and people of color in this country. And that's what this shit is about.
There's not one person of color out there in that line. Oh, there's a couple.
And here I'm serious. We actually are trying to negotiate. But there ain't nobody over there. You guys, we went over there to our people.
Sure.
And went up to them. We have a rapport.
Right.
Hey, brothers and sisters, we're negotiating. Our people, what do? Stand back. How come you guys can't go over there and talk to them people? We're human beings here.
I'm here with you. I'm trying to talk to you.
Well, how come you're not talking to the wreckers?
Because they're not.
Why don't you show some leadership? That's what I'm talking about. It takes leadership. That's what I'm saying.
I understand, and I went back to
You know how hard it is to go in front of your own people and say, I'm going to negotiate? That shit takes courage and leadership, and that's what we need to see from you guys.
And I did. I went up to the sheriff of Pennington County and asked him to negotiate.
This is a county show. They're not going to listen to me. They're not listening. They're not going to do it. They said they're done negotiating. They're making comments that I have not seen or am aware of. So the National Park Service,
They just put you in a bad spot is what they're doing too. Making you look like you're negotiating. Making it look like you're negotiating. Meanwhile, they already got a preconceived decision of what they're doing. That's what they got. That's what happens when you work for the man. They do that shit to you. So we ain't going nowhere.
got it.
This is our land. It's been our land for thousands of years. It'll be. But one thing I will say this though. one point of negotiation. Now that that's clear, we ain't moving, and you guys are pushing forward. You give us 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Well, actually, who am I negotiating with now that you should get Pennington County over here? What I'm saying is give us 30 minutes to talk to our children and our elders, because not everybody is going to stay. And so we want to get out our women, our children, our elders, anybody who is diabetic, anybody who's sick.
Okay.
Would you need Sheriff Combs?
And then we'll address. But during that period of time,
He's still up there?
during that period of time, you can't have aggression.
All we can do
So
is Reed and I can go back and
so they're not listening to you and they're not listening to me. That's why somebody from up there needs to get down.
I want to say, I'm going to tell them that we got a health public safety issue, and we need to get young people and elders off the road. We need 30 minutes to do it.
Yep.
Okay.
That sounds good.
Thank you. Thank you for talking.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, so what happened here is, like what always tries to happen, they were aggressive. We held our ground. They pushed us, they were pushing us past the
So someone just tried to negotiate with the Parks Service to see if there could be some agreements about the tactics the National Guard are using, and whether the vans could be left in place and not seized. Also, if there could be time for elders and children to leave the scene if they want to or need to. So it seems like that they might give. They might give 30 minutes for that to happen.
He just hit a girl! He hit a girl! Yes!
Apparently a Trump supporter just hit a woman who is a anti-Trump person.
Just hit a woman, and they're ignoring it.
No, stop that!
This is what y'all rather be doing? He just hit a female and y'all standing on the fucking line? Fucking dummies.
Hey, fuck you!
Your king is alive.
There's an airplane, I don't know if that's Air Force One or I have no idea, but a Trump supporter just hit an anti-Trump supporter. Yeah, so, and the cops did nothing.
Okay, I can go get my water.
I've been hearing reports that, you know,
I do, but I can also, I'm not a lot. I can get water.
Crow, do you know where to get water to drink?
There should be.
What's your name was looking for?
Hold on. There was some. Oh man. There was some in the van.
Okay.
I have one extra box, and then I need some for if people get whatever. So I'm guessing the negotiations will go well. Is that what's happening? I said I'm guessing the negotiations will go well.
The youth to get out of the way. The youth to get out of the way.
She's in the picture. She's in the picture that says,
There's another plane. Whenever there's a plane, the Trump supporters are cheering, so it's unclear if Trump or Pence are on any of them. So two of the vans are on tow trucks now. So the man who hit the anti-Trump woman actually is in handcuffs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he spit on a woman.
Hey, you still fuck Trump.
Yeah, he spit on a woman.
Eric, I think they're in Levy's coat.
And every single one of y'all seen that shit too.
Testing, 1, 2.
Hey, Livy, do you have the key?
All right. It's a beautiful day in Chisapa. Whose land? Our land! Whose land? Our land! Whose land? Our land! For our people! For our children! For our future generations! All right, relatives. We entered into negotiation. They tried to negotiate with us. But while they were negotiating with us, they did the same thing that they've always done to Indian people. Yeah. While they were attempting to negotiate with us, they were moving our blockade. And so I told them, that's not how we're going to negotiate as Indigenous people. And so what we said, if you have to stand down and not move those bans, then we can negotiate. They couldn't honor that. So what has happened now is I told them, this is our sacred Black Hills. This is the land of the Osheti Shakoi. And we're prepared to stand our ground. We're prepared to stay here. There's people who made vows and commitments to follow this through. You know who you are. We take that seriously. It's our way of life. So we're going to honor our vows. We're going to honor those commitments that we have to stay here and protect our land. But as warriors, we also have to give an opportunity for our women and our children and our elders and anybody that's sick. So what we have right now is probably about 25 minutes now. We negotiated 30 minutes. And then what we negotiated in this 30 minutes is that anybody who doesn't want to get arrested, anybody that's sick, any of the women or the children or the warriors, anybody that doesn't want to be arrested, that we have 30 minutes to disperse. All right, let's just put it this way. We're not dispersing. We're protecting our people. And so, and I know that there's people here that went to each one of us and said, I'm willing to stay no matter what. There was also people who say, I can't make that vow. So we're honoring that commitment. So we're giving, if you're not willing to be arrested, then we have probably now about 25 minutes to get out. If your car is over there, you can get out. You just have to let them know that one lane is going to open up right here. And that's how folks are going to get out. Do you understand? So it's time. This is some of those moments that we have as Lakota people. It's like those commitments we make at the Wiwangwachi. Sometimes we make decisions right in the moment. So each and every one of you has something to think about. It doesn't make you any less of a warrior if you leave. It doesn't make you any more warrior if you stay. Because we're all warriors. Every single one of us. Think about it. Think about the decision that's before you. Because what's going to happen at that 30-minute mark, we're going to hold our ground here, and they're going to try to remove us from our land, and we're going to do every single thing in our power to protect our land and to stay here. We have held this for 3 hours, relatives. We've stopped the traffic going up to Mount Rushmore. So this is the decisions before us that we have. For those that are being arrested, Andrew Bentley, Indian Collective, come on up here. Is he here? All right. I do have a little good news. If you get arrested, we got you. If you get arrested, we made arrangements to take care of our people. What's going to likely happen if you get arrested is that it'll take you, if you don't have any warrants, you're likely going to do a book and release. So I know about 75% of us probably won't get booked and released. But if you have, and take this into consideration, if you have warrants, they're probably going to keep you till Monday, because there's no afternoon court and there is no weekend court. So I'm going to give you a number. I don't know. We need to. We have some markers here. So if you're going to be arrested, Andrew Bentley, come up here and raise your hand here. This is one of our relatives. He's a Lumbee relative.
Thank you.
He's been here. He's been here amongst the Lakota for many years. And I trust him with all my heart. He's my brother. What's going to happen here is he's going to share his phone number, and that phone number specifically is going to be used. And once you get arrested, you call that number, and he's going to arrange for you to get out. It'll happen either tonight, tomorrow, or Monday. So I'm going to share this number at this time. Actually, let's do this. There's too much live reels. If you're getting arrested, if you're planning to get arrested, come on over and see Andrew Bentley. Does everybody understand? I want to say that today has been a proud day to be Lakota. Today has been a proud day. We shut down Mount Rushmore. We put this place on lockdown for 3 hours. And we did it in a good way. We felt that power from our ancestors. So Wopila Tonka Achichi Apolo to each and every one of you. Hencha Tualo.
I just like everything else.
Are we doing on time? What's that?
Our live
Yes. Hold on a second.
Our live people are asking where they can donate money for moms.
Hold on.
Nick, what's the website?
Testing, 1, 2. Can you guys hear me out there? Okay, one quick thing. We have established a bail fund for our relatives. We stayed up and planned this. We developed a website. I believe it's live now.
Sorry about that, guys.
The website, and this is for everybody who's live streaming. The website is bhlegalfund.org. So all of the relatives who are listening out there, they can donate to that. They can donate to that now, and those contributions will go to get us out for those of us that are going to stay here.
Can you repeat the name?
It's Black Hills Legal Defense Fund, our bail and legal defense fund. The website is bhlegalfund.org. We just made it live within the last couple hours. We need markers over here so people can write the phone numbers on their arms, please. Sharpies? And the number. Yeah, I don't want to. Your wife would be mad at me if I gave your number out to the million. What's that? bhlegalfund.org, yeah.
What's the number?
Phone number?
okay. I would rather it stay here.
You'll have to leave way up until the last stop. Up until the end. You gotta make sure everybody gets your number. If anybody needs the phone number, please come over.
Mr. Chosen, what's the bail website?
It's bhlegalfund.org.
BH. Really go like this. Thank you.
It's not.
Is that an 8?
617 0864.
I sweat the other one way off.
Do you want as many people as possible?
I'm making tell everybody that's surrounding me is still here. Not a proud way that I want to brag, a proud way that they have fun and have fun here. Something a lot of
So the road is mostly clear now.
Yeah, they're National Guard.
There's still one van in the road, but it's off to the side.
Supposedly our great country. We need more people with heart. We need to take off this uniform. The things that they're there. And look at us. What they're doing.
Folks are putting gas masks on now since the vans have moved. Now they're going to officially, again, try to remove everyone that's here and then let the Trump supporters through to go see Trump. Kind of like what I thought would have done. I think they are gonna let there be time. Like they'll probably do at least one more dispersal order, and like if folks do want to leave, I think they can. But the thing is, it's like, okay, so now you left, but now you're in a town full of Trump supporters, and what are, you know, it's like, we won't, you know.
If you're walking down, it's best to stick with people,
Exactly,
even if you don't even know them. Just like,
maybe I do. Yeah, I haven't seen her in a while.
I haven't either. Last I saw her, she was sitting on this hill, and I was talking to her, and then fucking they started coming down the hill. And I said, yeah, they're coming down right now. She's like, shit.
I want to know what Nick's going on.
All of us that are gonna.
We need to start getting folks that aren't arrestable.
25 minutes.
Hey, all the relatives that are going to stay and hold the ground, come to the middle. All the relatives that are staying here to help hold the ground, come to the middle. Testing 1, 2. Testing 1, 2. Everybody that's going to stay, come to the middle. Come to the choker. I need a legal observer over here.
You're gonna what? There's something saying that.
Legal observer and media. A media can be off to the left over there.
Me and Tanya saying that. Huh? Yeah. Jeremy. Joey!
This one?
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Okay, and the boy got little rocket to Can I show you so you can tell people?
I'm staying too, so. Okay.
Anybody else that's going to stay and help hold the ground?
Can you message her?
Anybody else that's going to help stay and hold the ground? Come on over here. I need one legal observer.
Hey y'all, thanks for tuning in. Sorry I've been silent, trying to make sure I'm prepared for what's about to happen, as well as trying to feel things out about what's going on. They're letting some cars leave. They're letting folks leave who want to leave. So some cars are leaving. So the police lines are on the sides right now. There are other people who are planning to stay and risk arrest. They are doing another disruption. They're doing another unlawful assembly announcement. You can visit unicornriot.ninja to see our other coverage of other events like this. You can also click the donate or support tab if you appreciate our media.
No cameras, please. Face that way.
The only way we're able to do this work and have it be sustainable is to get donations. We are a nonprofit. We are commercial free. We have no advertisements. So it's really from folks who appreciate our work is how I'm here right now, how I'm able to do this right now. Also with the back end support, thanks to my fellow collective members who are helping push this out. Yeah, so folks are kind of strategizing about what to do right now as far as for the folks staying. Here in Keystone, South Dakota still. Been here for over an hour. Might even be an hour and a half at this point. So the Trump and Pence speech at Mount Rushmore is definitely getting pushed back. Probably at least 2 hours, because getting everyone up there and having everything cleared off here is going to take some time. There's a lot of reasons why this protest is happening. The first is because Trump and Pence are here to speak. The second is because this land is unceded. We just got a warning that we have 4 minutes to leave the area. And if we do not leave the area in 4 minutes, we will be arrested. That's not specifying if you're on the road, if you're on the side. They're not specifying. So, yeah, this is unceded. Great Sioux Nation territory. 9 tribes are within the Great Sioux Nation. And so, yeah, so it's unceded territory, and therefore folks are trying to highlight that because this land is not owned by the U.S. federal government from the Fort Laramie Treaty of 1868. And the government has continuously broken that treaty, but it's still on the books. It's still a treaty. And I believe it's Article 5 of the U.S. Constitution says that treaties. I'm gonna get this wrong. I apologize. Treaties are the supreme law of the land, something like that. So treaties are supposed to be upheld. Treaties are supposed to be seen as legitimate. However, the U.S. government is not honoring that, has never really honored that. They're saying we have 2 minutes or we will be arrested. Again, not specifying if you're in the road, if you're off the road. They're not specifying where you may need to be to not get arrested. It kind of just seems like you need to be far out in that area. So yeah, more police are showing up, I think.
This small group of people here arrested. It includes Nick Hilton, Indian collector in the city. Initial commitment, basically, they're doing it purposely. Get me off my fucking lawn!
Again, if you appreciate our coverage, you can click the support tab on our website, unicornriot.ninja. We have 1 minute to leave the area.
I'm not sure if I caught this on the video for everyone, but
So I'm just gonna
close range warning.
get myself ready for that real quick.
Fired on the ground at one point, and then there was some close range pepper spray at some point, but there was never any gas, chemical, that's what police made it seem like. Because they said, when it's going to get really bad, and they had demands that never happened. But people did get pepper spray. And again, here's just this real small group of people preparing to get arrested. There's a ballot gun set up ahead of time. They most likely, unless they have warrants,
So
they may even be.
there's a cop van, then 2 SUVs on the right. Cops on either side. So the folks on the left in the camo, actually, I don't believe are National Guard. So sorry about that. I thought they were, but they actually might just be Sioux Falls.
Hey, shooting, now's the time.
I don't think it's going to get loud.
Sioux Falls officers. Sorry, a little distracted trying to keep my eyes peeled. This person is speeding through.
All right, everybody, welcome. Dial back the music here just a hair for everybody. Down to the levels where we like them. Got that all set up, and yeah, there we go. Much love. Now, I got to give a shout out to Indianapolis, Sherman, Texas, Barb Daniels, Galion, Ohio, Phoenix, Arizona, Virginia, Indiana, Oregon foothills, UK. Everybody out there hollering. Everybody hollering over there on YouTube, Sacramento, Colorado. Much love to all you guys out there. We got Maine in the house. Texas in the house again. Fayetteville, Arkansas, Maryland, More Indy.
Nice.
Australia, Ohio,
Nice.
New Mexico, Tampa Bay,
Yeah.
Oklahoma, Metro Detroit, Vancouver, Peoria, Illinois, Jersey, Tennessee. Much love to everybody out there. Nevada, Georgia, Florida, all across the board. Ireland, all across the world.
Ontario,
Cincinnati,
Canada.
Pensacola,
Worldwide.
Medina,
Do it.
Medina, Southern Illinois, East Tennessee, East Rapids, Mississippi, Pennsylvania, Defiance, Ohio,
Yeah.
Japan,
Yeah.
Texas,
Lorraine.
Mississippi again, man. Much love to everybody out there. San Jose, everybody checking in tonight.
Yeah.
Dallas, New York, all across the world, all
Love
across
it.
the board, man. Much love to everybody.
Yes.
So, had
I
some.
get so excited when we do that roll call, man. I love it, dude. I love seeing where everybody's at.
Thank you, Stacy. I appreciate that. That super chat there on YouTube. Thailand in the house as well. We had some issues here firing the thing up and getting it going. I've been having issues for a long time with notifications not getting kicked out to a majority of my subscribers, especially on YouTube. There's a bubble of people that get them, but all the rest don't. When I go and I look at my numbers, it shows me that, like tonight, out of everybody watching, 17% get notifications over on YouTube for this live stream. It's crazy.
I did. I want to put that out there.
Yeah,
tonight.
you're in the
Tonight,
bubble. You're in the bubble.
Right.
They know who's always around and watch who's closest. They're not stupid, okay? That's not directed to you. It's just a statement
No,
there.
I know. I know.
I was not live on D Live when I went live for whatever reason. I don't know what happened. Just didn't connect, so I went back down. I reset it on Restream, and I fired it back up, so here we are.
Yes,
So
sir.
I did not see a notification get kicked out. Let me refresh Twitter. Let me see if I got a notification on my Twitter feed, because that's how I know. I didn't get no emails. Nope, just the one that I posted 4 minutes ago. I just tweeted out that we were live. So, hey, Trip, anybody out there D Live listening, any staff, could somebody please tell me why my notifications ain't getting kicked out anymore? If you know, thank you. If anybody is listening, wants some feedback to some of the quirky things that are happening out here, you know, it's the only way you can get them fixed is to bring them up. So, anyhow, I love all y'all. I love all y'all that share the stream, to get it out there on whatever platform it is. It's appreciated. That's fighting the fight to me. So, much love to all you guys. I'm going to peel the D Live here away from the screen. And as you guys can see, I got Mike with me on deck. Got Disavowed. Was that Roy? Oh, I'm going to try to get over to it real quick. Yeah, Roy over on YouTube from Montana. Thank you. I appreciate the super chat as well. Everybody that's dropped donations here on D Live, I appreciate that as well. I will go ahead and fire off some lemons. 420 of them in the bucket for you. All my smokers out there, I see you. 5:35 in there. Get ready. Guys got 30 seconds on D Live to bust that chest open, and we're going to get this thing going. I want to start off here real quick with just a quick look at 20 cities. And this is the best and the worst run cities in America, rated real quick. So, the bottom cities are number 1, D.C. That shouldn't surprise anyone at this point. 2, San Francisco, California. 3 was kind of a shocker to me, Gulfport, Mississippi. 4, kind of a shocker as well. I didn't expect to see Chattanooga, Tennessee on there, but it is. And then we have New York. We had Hartford, Oakland, Detroit, Chicago, and Flint. Rounding out the top there. Top 10 of the worst ran cities in the country. So we look at the best. We've got several out of Idaho. Here we've got Nampa, Idaho, Boise, Idaho at the top. Provo, Utah at the top, La Cruces, New Mexico, Durham, North Carolina, Lexington, Kentucky. That's the closest city to me. That's good to see that. Missoula, Montana, Fort Wayne, Indiana, Virginia Beach, Virginia, and Nashua, New Hampshire. They say they are the best brand. So, shout outs to Ryan, Carolina May, Ken, Texas, Craig. All over on D Live for that one. And Keto, much love. All right, we got Fat-Headed Noob just fired up a stream over on D Live. He's staff, but he's a cool cat, man. Guys, gotta make sure you check him out. He's a real cool cat. We'll move on to the next one. Thought that this was interesting. Walmart. Damn their ads. Are they gonna let me pause it? Not without throwing another ad. See that crap? See how that works? So that's why I got some of these stories lined up at the beginning, because these stupid websites that got instant ads that pop up, you can't mute them, you can't do nothing about it. They want to take control of your stuff. They want to overheat your computer. So I just get them out of here first, but we got to talk about some of these things. Walmart to make 160 store parking lots into drive-in theaters.
What?
Yeah,
wow.
You're talking about a company that knew the plan. They're a part of the big dogs here. They knew the plan well in advance. So they all, I'm sure, were sitting around wondering what were the best ways to capitalize when this whole thing starts falling apart and all these certain things start to happen. And that's exactly what we're seeing here with this, I believe, is a move that had to have already had a lot of thought and time and energy and think tanks involved and plans. I mean, they're ready to get this going now with an exact number of 160 stores. So they've been putting some thought and time into this, you see. And they say, this stood out to me. Talk about being in the know behind the curtain. It says, drive-ins have been a signature program for Tribeca. Tribeca is the enterprise that Walmart is teaming up with to make this happen. Okay? They say that we started the Tribeca Film Festival 19 years ago after 9/11. So why even bring, I mean, really, you're connected, you were birthed after that huge event, and we all know what happened there. Okay. Now you guys just so happen to have this master plan as soon as all this happens to roll out theaters and capitalize. It just seems to me a lot of these cats know a whole lot more. And if you think about it, you can see it. If you stop and you look at the situation, you can see it. Everybody's so busy. Off to the next one. Off to the next one. You got to stop and literally soak some of the stuff up and let it stick, or it's pointless. These cats are working behind the curtain. We keep circling the wagon back to this. We're getting played, lied to, scammed, shammed, however you want to label it. It's ridiculous. But watch this. What about the malls that fell apart? Well, they got plans for them too. Already rolling out hybrid apartment housing with full-scale plans in these areas. And some say, are these going to be camps? You know, what are they going to look like? We're going to have to wait and see. But they're going in and they're putting little rooms in these apartments, calling it hybrid housing. So, just so you know, some cats with a lot of money had some plans already in work this whole time. And as things are crumbling, they're swooping in and taking advantage of it. It's pissing me off because they're taking advantage of our brothers and sisters, our fellow countrymen that are losing their businesses. The mom and pop shops, the independent places. You know what this country was supposed to be about? But instead, they're funneling everything back into monopolies, bigger corporations. And it's not just it's not just a new place that popped up and did it, that started these drive-in theaters all over the place. No, it's Walmart of all places. that's done taking a lot of the guns off the shelves in different areas and hiding ammunition back behind, in the back and all this other stuff, not selling BB guns. Well, look what Dick's done. You know what I'm saying? Like, you won't catch me in a Dick's. Some can say the same for Walmart right there in many of these places. And honestly, you got to boycott them. But how are you going to boycott them if there's no more mom and pop shops to go buy shit from? Huh? You just sit back and watch them decimate all these places. You were watching them take everyone out, take all the competition out in front of you, and force you to have to come to them. How does that make you feel? So, as the shenanigans continue here, I warned you. The UN was down in Mexico for a reason. They got control of the National Guard for a reason. They were sitting there well in advance of this crap for a reason. What have they done now? They've closed the border with Arizona, a Mexican state. Everyone want to talk about putting up a wall, keeping people out of our country. But here, they're shutting it down. And they're going to enforce this. Turning the tables. Putting military up there. You see? So, very interesting situation there in terms of all that. And look, it says Texas has reported third highest yet in terms of numbers. Global total nears 11 million, and we know they're skewed. They told us they were skewed. This isn't just conspiracy. This isn't conjecture. This is coming from their mouths, saying that the data was skewed, but then not giving any fresh numbers. So I could go all the way down the list here of all the stuff, but it becomes pointless when we know that, and they've admitted, the numbers are skewed. Not legit. So we do know one thing here. We do know that Chicago, and among other places, are telling people you got to quarantine if you've been to a hot spot. So this is critical. This is for anyone out there, and it may be too late. It may be too late for people that have been on the road already, people driving right now. Maybe you're heading to one of the hot spots, so to speak. Well, a shout out to D. White. He sent me some information. He said something earlier like, look what they're saying out of Idaho. It said, Idahoans, you may want to think twice before going to different places. It could be up to a $7,000 penalty. And it's like, what is going on here? As they're trying to kettle the herd here in this country. So Chicago says if you come from about a dozen different states, you have to quarantine for 2 weeks. But that doesn't count for all across Illinois. They failed to mention that in the big bold letters. I mean, it's just Chicago. Okay, so you be aware of that. Every city is different at this point. So I'd hate to see somebody get caught up in a situation there where you have to go through something that you could have avoided. Moving on to the next one. You guys probably have seen a lot of different places ordering people to wear masks. And Ohio State University now requiring students and staff to wear masks for the whole fall semester. And there's argument to that. There's back and forth. There's some caveats to that. There's some medical backdoors to that. And you really have to go head on with these people to get anywhere around it if you don't want to wear it. Because in other places they say, well, it's recommended. It's not, Columbus, man, that's the latest there. Now, here's somebody making a stand. It says, we're going to starve. A Texas bar owner fights the shutdown order, says that they're going to stay open this weekend. They're going to stay open this weekend, that they have to, because they're going to starve if not. They're going to shut down and see other businesses have just shut down. And they're not. They're choosing not to. They're saying, we're not going to do this. And I guess we're going to see a standoff somewhere along the lines here. I mean, I would think the route this is going. It's up Carolyn. So, Texas bar owner fights the shutdown. I'm telling you, it's a standoff right there. Shift to Florida here. What's happening in Florida? And this is when it's all about your sheriffs. This is all about your officials. Take a good look around you. What do they stand for? What are they all about? Well, this Florida sheriff says he's going to deputize gun owners if the police can't handle protesters. This is out of Clay County. Daryl Daniels. There's a whole video piece, a whole segment. If I wasn't on YouTube right now, I'd play it right here. And you can see there's a whole group of sheriffs standing there with him. And they're all basically standing for the same thing. And they're saying, look, if these droves of people, these animals want to come through here and start to destroy everything everywhere relentlessly, we're going to go through the neighborhoods and we're going to put a badge on righteous people. And you are going to have, they're going to train you on spot, I guess. They're going to field train you. And you are the equalizer then in that area. This is what the sheriffs are saying. Now, I can't stress it enough. A lot of people look a long time to find some righteous men to get behind, to stand behind. Okay? And a lot of times they want someone of authority, legit authority that's viewed as being legit, like these guys. So when you see something come along, guys that are putting their neck on the chopping block and they're making a stand, you better get behind them, man. Because when they take out all them, if there's no one there to back them, they will take them out. If there's a whole drove of the masses behind them, they won't. You see, you need to roll together. But if they take them out, then you're done next. You won't have any what people will view as legit leadership. They're going to strip it all. They're going to try to take them all out. So I think it's ridiculous that the conversation has even gotten to that point where they have allowed these animals to go through city after city after city, ransacking them, breaking windows, destroying places, destroying businesses. I mean, it's just... Florida border. Don't forget that. So, yeah. As you guys can see here, we're going to slide into a little bit of the meteor stuff. Attorneys representing Epstein, or Epstein accuser here, Virginia Guffrey, reveals some crazy stuff here. They're coming out saying that the judge ordered them to destroy damning evidence, big time documents. And you have to ask the question, why? They say because they were improperly obtained. But dude, if you have a smoking gun that's nail in the coffin, none of that should matter. I think a judge would see it a righteous judge would see it that way. So this raises a lot of questions. You have documents and evidence here being ordered destroyed in this instance. So there's all kinds of funky stuff going on here with the Epstein stuff.
Well, it makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, the way everything has gone thus far, and we now know that they've got Mrs. Maxwell in custody. And as this one says, a former Epstein associate is now saying that Maxwell knows everything and she will be naming names. To me, you're probably as good as dead.
Yeah.
At that point. And everyone keeps calling for, the Clintons. They're calling for Bill to get arrested and everything else. Like they're next. Why should they stop anywhere else? But
I'll believe it when I see it. I've been saying it for
years. One person though, it put out the image, and it was Harvey Weinstein, right next to Epstein, and then Maxwell. All three have been taken down.
Yeah.
So,
lovely bunch
no matter what people say about this and that, there is an elite establishment, and there is a select core of people here that are getting taken out. And it almost seems to me, when you take a step back and you look at this, that all these people were part of a ring that were filming orgies and blackmailing individuals, so to speak. All these young girls and boys, which they don't want to mention in the mainstream yet, were involved. And it gets deep. So, yeah, she opens her mouth. She knows everything. Some could say she's more dangerous in this whole thing than even Epstein himself.
No doubt. She was his personal assistant, so she knew where everybody was at all times. Whereas he might only know where a few people were, and other people might only know where a few people were. His personal assistant had to keep tabs on everything. She was everywhere.
Yeah,
with
and imagine the room full right now of rich guys that have been stressing this for a long time now, that found out somewhere along the lines the gig was, they figured out that they had been blackmailed through these people. They figured out that going through the parties throughout the years, they had been filmed, and I don't know if it was through tapping phones or their technology or what happened here, but they found out that some of these other elites found out. And what did they do? They purged these cats. They came in and they're taking them out. There's a whole ring of them. And we're seeing this happening right before our eyes, without a doubt. And they're not even letting cats like Epstein get to the courtroom or get anywhere else, They're mobbing him, mafia style, whatever, right there.
Yeah.
It's the trademark to snap someone's neck for the mafia and to throw them on a rope. So you better look back at all the times you've ever seen of any celebrity or anyone that's died suspiciously that was said to have been suicide or anything else, and it was at the end of a rope. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times that's their trademark, man. So, anyhow, as this continues here, now, you see she was in France, where they were saying she was in France and that she was hiding out there and that she was staying there because they refused to extradite her. And, that was last week. Now we see the headlines that they've arrested her. Now, where did they arrest her? When people start to actually dig and look and find stuff, you find some interesting things. Here is the $1.07 million New Hampshire house where she was hiding. Okay, we'll take a look. This is a 156-acre property. And what gave it away is when the information came out, they didn't give a specific address, but they gave out a description that it was 156 acres in Bradford, New Hampshire. Well, there just so happens to only be one 156-acre property in Bradford, New Hampshire. So it made it rather obvious of exactly where it was at. So they went back and they tracked it back and they found exactly when she purchased it through like anonymous confidants on Zillow last year. Why is it not wanting to show anything? Let's see if this is all load up here. So I'm blink, and you guys can read into that, look into that further. If you guys want to dive deeper, there should be links from that. Yeah, there it goes. There you go. And a much love to everybody out there. Anyone who's dropped anything, any donations that I've missed, or anyone subscribed or a new follower. Much love to everybody out there. If I've missed them reading the stories, it's appreciated to the fullest. Just trying to keep on pushing here. Off to the next one. We have this going global here real quick. Around the world, we have at least 100 killed by a massive monsoon-triggered mudslide that took place in Myanmar. And this is crazy footage. Once again, I can't show it because I'm on YouTube, and people on YouTube wonder why I don't stream there as much. It's because of all the restrictions, all the censorship, all the garbage. You mean we could be in the streets and someone rolls by bumping Eagles or something crazy, and it's going to pick it up. We're going to get a copyright strike for it. So it's ridiculous. And then the stream comes down. You don't have to worry about that on D Live. It's why I live stream over there from the streets and just more, period. In the Philippines, Duterte signs an anti-terrorism law. And this reminds me of after 9/11, the Patriot Act and all that stuff. And it's along the same lines. But this is geared toward COVID-19. It's geared toward all of everything we're seeing happening right now. And it gives them superior power over the people. So, yeah, first fire. You know, just a wild card, man. Duarte is crazy. You know, I don't even know. I really like to speak to someone that lives inside the Philippines. I mean, I've got even family members that have that in their bloodline, Filipino or whatever, but I don't have like a direct connection to someone there that I could talk to, like, you know, how's things there? Really? You know? And get it from the horse's mouth, because that's how you have to get it a lot of times. You have to have someone on the ground. That's why I appreciated having Meg on the ground so much in China when this whole thing first broke loose over here on D Live. She was in an area affected right there in the China region in Asia. And she luckily got out of there, but she was able to tell us the truth of what was happening.
It was really cool.
Yeah, she could tell us that they were checking her temp and that they were stopping by and there was these checklists. They were doing this and that. I mean, she was able to tell us what was happening right there, man. So having people on the ground, man, eyes and ears, is priceless. And a shout out to all you guys that are just that as well. I'm thankful for all of you. You know, I'm thankful for all the real cats. I'm not thankful for the fakes. I oftentimes try to warn people out here of the fake people that show up and they show fake love. They're not real. They don't resonate. They don't resonate real, and they should know it. I'm as real as it comes, and you want to disrespect in a shady type of way and think you're slick about it and try to drag me into drama and all this other crap, little games people play? I don't play that shit. I'm a grown-ass man, not a teenager's son. I spend my time fighting the fight, not going after other people on petty shit. I suggest you lace up your boots and fight the real fight. Because your actions always speak louder than words, man. No matter how loud I scream. Okay? And they infiltrate everywhere. Every platform, all over. And I don't want none of it. Okay? So that's it. That's all I'm saying. UN alarmed here. As they say, hundreds arrested since this Hong Kong national security law has been passed. So what they've done, if you didn't catch it, is they signed a new law in the place, China, Beijing. They've went in here and they've said, we're taking you out, all these people. We don't care what you say. They went in there super aggressive. They've cracked down big time. And in response, the UK has said, 3 million of you can come here. So, you know, if you don't know the background, UK has had control in this area for a long time in different ways. And Rothschild money has controlled China since before the days of Mao. They funded and controlled every bit of Mao's push, where he took the guns from all the people, where he killed record amounts of people. Yeah, he was backed by Rothschild money. just the same as the French and the Germans, as both sides were throughout the world wars. And we have proof of this. So all these world leaders come together behind the curtain, and they make groups like the UN. Who oversees the UN? Nobody. All these countries fly their flags together at both poles. Even go to space together like the United States and Russia. But yet down here on this earth, on the puppet show, they got you all on the edge of the seat thinking it's going to be war with the other country, right? So it's insane. I see all this happening, UN calling the shots, and if you guys missed my video earlier, the video earlier was talking about the UN and a warning. UN in so many words said, you either accept our leadership now, globally, or you wait 5 to 7 years and go through a global depression, and then you accept it. They said this. You think they know something? You think they sound a little totalitarian? Maybe? Like they're controlling this whole thing with no oversight. None. It is the rich cartel's body that they created here that's controlling the world. Controlling the world, man. Any world leader in a country that wasn't down, what do you think they used the United States for all these past years? They used them to go in and our boys and gals to go in and mow them down. Your Saddams to your Gaddafis. Yeah. There's only a couple left. Only just a couple. You got Venezuela. They're prying on Maduro. Trying to get him out there. And then after that, it really only comes down to two places. Iran and Syria. And biblically, Syria is the one to watch. Damascus and Iran has always been fingered as the bad guy. This whole time, prepped and primed, the seed's been planted in everyone's minds for years. So, and that's connected to Israel. I really think, and I don't just think this, I have people from Israel that tell me this. They email me, and they're like, look, I had a guy from Israel a couple years ago that thanked me for my work, and he sent me some information. And I'm asking him questions, like, what's going on in there? He's telling me what's happening. He's telling me they've been sold out. They've been lied to, just like we have. Then he also turned me on to their dark messiah, hitting on their money, on the shekel. Now, I didn't just get this from some YouTuber, some off-the-wall person or anything. I got this from someone in Israel. Okay? That said, this is what's happening. And lo and behold, on their money, it's the dark messiah. I put out a video on it on YouTube. I've spoke on it before. If you've missed it, it's research you're going to have to do. It's there. It's there in the wide open, and they cut the bill. It's on the edges. He's split in two. He's on the edges. So when it comes off the press, that's when you see it in its full form, and he's there. The same man says they have something coming in the offing around Tel Aviv in Israel. Focused around Jerusalem, Tel Aviv, and it's going to be a major event. And it's coming in the offing. It will be Israel's 9/11, as he put it. Now, a lot of you could argue the connection's right there. Who did we catch when the towers are coming down by a van jumping up and down? The Mossad. Yep. Not as Trump said, some Muslims dancing somewhere. I don't know. Just like he didn't want to call creepy Joe Biden creepy, he called him sleepy. Why? Because they're all part of the same respected crew. I don't respect them. Some of you are still stuck in the left-right paradigm. Shame on you. How many years have we fought this fight live every Friday night to show you proof and evidence if you've been played and lied to? Yet you still stick your head back in the sand. I think you like it. So when what is coming happens, you had it coming because you chose it. Those that chose to counter this and see it for what it is, God bless you. Those of you that make excuses to the end, you're going to be stuck on your own. And you'll fight this fight on your own. Some of us have no qualms of riding out together and dying on these mountainsides together. Fighting this beast. So go back to drama land. Just wasting your time today, wherever the hell y'all spend it, some of you. Or get your shit together and start fighting this fight. Because the sand's running out of the hourglass. Quick. Anyhow, to the next. As we watch our country get destroyed, they topple all your history, all the statues, they leave their Baphomets up, leave their linens up. These animals are now taking down, well, animals. They're taking down elk, statues of elk, targeted. Because these idiots are just that in Portland. Just mindless. There's no real target. It's stupid. It's unorganized as it gets in that. Because is it going after any real leadership? Is it getting anything really done? Is it removing any real criminals? Hell no, it's not. It's a circus. And you know it. Every ear that hears it. So, they take down an elk. What else they do? They burned Portland's Promised Land statue. Okay? This is depicting a pioneer family at the end of the Oregon Trail. Our history, literally coming to the end, a pioneering family into the Oregon Trail. They're literally trying to erase every bit of this as people sit back. Okay? I don't want to hear the excuses. Somebody could be out there and be like, the elk's a satanic, part of a satanic club. Dude, you could say that about any fucking thing. The owl, this, that, all the fucking DC's built. It's got a pentagram, got an owl in it, and everything else. I knew someone was going to go down that route. You act like these cats give a shit about something satanic. Did they take down the Baphomet? Have they touched a one of them? One of them. How about Georgia Guidestones? Ah? None of it. It's bullshit. It's real satanic shit. Okay? This is what throwing us, what drives them. So I got to call that out like that because they ain't going after that because they thought it was satanic. I'll tell you that now. Did they go after the Little Mermaid too because of that?
Wasn't it armed Satanists that protected the shooting victims the other day?
It was armed Satanists. You could see it on their shirts. I
screenshotted the back of the dude's jacket. It was a full pentagram on the back of the jacket, and on the front he had all kinds of pins and gold stars on his collars and like.
When the shooting broke loose, it was these dudes that jumped up with guns trying to secure everything. Had a Baphomet head on the back of his shit. I tell you what, dude. People are just sitting at home. They're sitting at home. They're sitting at home watching this shit on TV or on a stream like this, and they ain't stepping out and seeing this in real life. You need to see this shit in real life, because when you do, it's a game changer. It's what changed my life when I went to Ferguson. And I mean it in many different levels. I know you don't want to go out and get caught up in some craziness. I'm not asking for you to do that. If you got to keep your distance, do it. But damn it, you need to get a taste of things. You need to see what's really happening. You need to see who's on the ground at these places and who and what they are. When you roll up and like he just said, there's Satanists that are freaking the ones running around with guns. Houston, we got a problem. I guess you're just going to sit back and watch it on TV as they tear up all downtown. And you don't think that they're going to move out from downtown and then into the suburbs eventually? Yes, they will. They've already done it. They've already sicked them in different places across the country. It's insane. Anyhow, how crazy is this? We talked about an elk. Look at this. Little Mermaid in Denmark. Vandalized. They call it racist fish. This is what I mean about just shooting, just getting a gun and spraying it. You're not hitting a target. You're not going after anything with a strategic mission. You're just going after any old statue. And yeah, I get it. There are roots behind a lot of these things that we could dive into that's fucked up, but that's not what they're doing. They're just going after anything. Like I said, the Baphomets, Georgia Guidestones, the Lenins, they all still stand. Not a one came down. That's my point. And, I guess this was going to happen at some point. When a state stepped up and they said, we're declaring an emergency and you cannot protest in our city. I warned about this years ago when I was seeing these guys hit the streets. It kind of occurred to me. I'm like, look, they're going to provoke them to change the laws. And by the time the day comes where we're going to take to the streets, it's going to be outlawed. What did they just do with these statues? They went and they toppled them all over the country. So what did Trump now do? Now the people they're calling for hit the Guidestones, what did he done do though? He made an executive order. Now it's 10 years in prison if you hit one of these statues. They did just exactly what I just told you and explained to you. They came and they preemptively planned this and went through and did this, invoking laws, you know, problem, reaction, solution. So it's the same old song and dance. But in this instance, who rolls in? Civil rights groups roll in and they start suing the piss out of the state, or out of Graham, North Carolina, the city, because of its ban on demonstrations of 2 or more people while under this emergency. So this is interesting. We say it all the time. They want to shut down this and that, but yet they pack flights elbow to elbow. They allow protests to continue. I tweeted out on Twitter Gavin Newsom's updates. You can't go to gatherings. You can't hang out with family this 4th of July, any more than 4 people. Can't go to the beach. Daycare's closed. Bars closed. But the very last one, in fact, I probably should go. Here it is. Still got it up. Hold on a second. Protest still allowed. This is the latest right here. You see it. 246,000 cases, they say. 6.3 positivity rate. 56% increase in hospitalizations. It says avoid parties, gatherings, fireworks shows. Be scared for your lives. But protesters still allowed. Signed, Governor Newsom.
Right.
What kind of...
Violate the constitutional rights everywhere except for there. Over the premise of a virus. This is unreal. This is unreal.
Yeah, I love it. My hand's still stinging. I love it. Feel the burn, baby. If you're new to the channel, that's how I roll. If you can't hang, see ya. But if you're hanging, welcome and much love. This is how we roll. We keep it real. Some people just can't handle the hardness sometimes. And I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to just drop the truth and gather the Lord's people. It's a remnant. Whoever decides to lend an ear and hears.
It's too late for playing nice and making friends.
It's been way too late, but people always make excuses. They always will. You hear the same excuse every single day. If it's just one excuse, imagine the hundreds of excuses. You could hear the one excuse every day, and it comes from just a different person every day. So it's endless. I pray for the day where the excuses stop and people just show up. And this was pointing out that this is just the beginning. Pulling down the statues in this country, everything that's happening here. It's going down. And then they quote Lenin in this. It's so sick. It's sick of what's happening. And watching this unfold. Dean Cain, Superman, stepped up and said something on Twitter about this cancel culture. I call it a cancer. It's what it is. He made a truthful statement. He said that this cancel culture would censor truth, justice, and the American way today. That's the motto. Basically saying that the slogan from the comics or anything else, truth, justice, and the American way, they would take that out. They would take anything out. And what did they do? They tried to roast him for it. It was a crap roast. You can't roast someone that don't really deserve to be roasted. So when they tried to put their flames on him, what it's really doing is it's starting to show their ass. It's starting to show who and what they are, because this doesn't have any meat or substance to it. They're attacking him, and there's like nothing here. He knew. I would say he knew this when he made the statement. I mean, when it's bold truth, it's bold truth, and he just made a simple, truthful statement, and they tried to attack it, but they can't do nothing to it. They can talk all the crap they want. What it shows is that this is organized, big time. And they're going after anyone that wants to try to stop this. Now, they pushed it into the NFL. If you guys didn't hear about it, maybe you did. They were talking about a black national anthem, and they're calling it a stunt. And they're saying that it failed to win anyone over whatsoever. So, and we saw all this stuff. We seen where this was going a long time ago with Kaepernick embedded with the whole kneeling thing. I mean, these things happen for a reason, okay? These are sigils and occult rituals and everything else that are being held right in front of your face in real time. And these are totalitarian times. These are very bad times in terms of them trying to strip freedom because of this crap. But Twitter takes it a step further. They say, we're going to start changing the way we speak on everything.
Isn't that some bullshit?
Instead of saying a whitelist, they want to call it an allow list. A blacklist, they say deny list. And this is the stupidest shit here. Master/slave. So when I go over and I look at what they're saying, it says leader/follower. Primary replica. Primary standby. Okay? They want to change the definition of a master bedroom. That is fucking ridiculous. Ridiculous. I mean, they're seeding this everywhere. We've already gone through the whole thing with Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben and all this other stuff. We even had Aunt Jemima's family step up and voice their opinion. They were pissed about it. They were like, screw the Black Lives Matter agenda. They're using us, just like they're using all the rest of the black people right now. They said it how it was, once again. So were they going to turn around and roast them? No, they didn't. They were going to do that. Would have made them look real bad if they did that. Roast that family. So they just kind of let that one go on and get swept under the rug because they control the mainstream media. You just don't speak on it. It's out of sight, out of mind, you see. That's how they do it. But they go stupid with this. Grandfathered. Are you kidding me? Grandfathered in. They say they want you to call it a legacy status. How many of you going to remember that? How many of you going to do that? Start saying, oh, this was a legacy status into our family. Bullshit. It was grandfathered in, fool. Okay? All your crap.
You know what this is, Dig? This is social credit language, setting it up now so you can be penalized by the words that you speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You are right. And it goes into the gender thing as well here. Look at the very next one. Gendered pronouns. Folks, people, you all, y'all. Instead of saying guys, like, hey, guys, they don't want you to say, hey, guys, no more. They want you to change that. Hey, guys, you can't say that no more. What's up, guys? They don't want you to say that no more. They don't even mention guys no more. Okay? Gender pronouns. He, him, his. Notice how they didn't put her in there at all. And then they put they, them, their. They don't want you to even say he or him. What the fuck is this bullshit? Are you kidding me? We are living in Nazi Germany. Fucking worse. No one's got the balls to admit it. I'll say it. Come fucking kill me, dude. Do it. I'll keep saying it. I'll put it in the open right in front of you fools. Man hours. Can't say that. You got to call it person hours. This starts to get embarrassing. Engineer hours. You can't even say man hours no more. Sanity check. You can't even say sanity check. Quick check. Confidence check. Can't even use the word sanity. Yeah. Okay. So, time's ticking. A world's coming. I I'm fighting for the world that I knew, and I'll die fighting for it. The rest of the cats, I guess, will just bitch out and accept all this stuff. I don't know. There's only one way to find out, and that's to live through it, right? And that's what we're doing.
Right on. I was telling a friend earlier, I was telling Knack earlier that we literally went from praising cops in 9/11 to taking them out of children's cartoons because his kid was wearing a Paw Patrol pair of swim trunks today, and I looked and there was the cop was on it, and I was like, man, that really is just so crazy that we went from, you know, 2001 to now in 19 years and went from praising them to hating them. The world, it's just, everything's just so backwards.
Well, if you guys missed this, scuffles break out at Mount Rushmore. So here we got. They sliced the tires. They sliced the tires so they couldn't get him out of there. So on the back end, what I was hearing was that they were bringing in tow trucks earlier. I think Kay had sent a message in the thing where she dropped all that stuff in the links. Shout outs to Kay for all that earlier.
Oh, yeah.
But
there was a large Native American presence, too, I believe.
You could see the National Guard in this clip mounted up. But they were trying to stop people from getting in and attending Trump's rally. So this is 100% political. All this is politicized, obviously, around Trump. They shut it down. It reminded me of last time Trump ran. He was going into Arizona for a big rally, and George Soros' main woman at the time chained her neck to a truck door and stopped traffic and shut it down for hours and made all these people miss the rally. It still was packed and was packed to the gills where they couldn't let anyone else in. But all those people that were making their way there could not get there. And that's what they will do. They will shut down everything in an instance like that. That's what they did here today. They sent their goons in. They literally brought in rented buses and flattened their tires to block the road. That's what happened. That's what is happening right now. That's how planned and organized this is. If we're in a war, and people are sitting back on their asses, we should be strategizing. I'm hard-pressed to hear anybody say, hey, what about this? It'd be nice just to hear somebody say, hey, instead of crickets all the time. I swear.
You guys want to know something? This is for everybody else, not for this crew. Obviously, they already know, but we make moves. We make moves within our group of friends. We get together. We drive across states. We're getting ready to do it again. We do it on a regular basis. I'm preaching to the choir
with everybody here listening.
And I realize that. But even with the people that are here listening, not the people that are on the panel, but obviously, because the people on the panel are the ones that I'm talking about, okay? But the people that are listening, make an effort to get together. You guys should be starting groups on Twitter, groups, chat groups with each other. The chat's doesn't have to be over when the show's over. You guys get along with some people in this chat, connect, start talking about radios and all kinds of stuff. Y'all get together outside of our shows. Yeah. It's time to do that.
Yeah, it is.
It's time to do do
Yeah, we're doing it. We're doing it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what we're doing. We're doing it real time, and we've been doing it for a while. But as far as right now is concerned, we're making moves to connect. We're making moves to make other moves, so to speak. And y'all can do the same thing. Should be.
Yeah, 100%. And I don't use idle words, but the guys from the family and the crew, these are my family, and we're definitely making this happen just to do this, just to get together and press the flesh. Time short, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and much love to everybody out there. I just had a question. Much love and a shout out to Brent saying, who owns the white vans at Rushmore? And that's a very good question. I don't have boots on the ground there. But see, here's the problem. I've seen other streamers are up there. I'm not going to name names here, but there's other suspect people that are up there they seem to always know when these events are going to pop off. Like, how did anyone know that vans were going to pop up there and start blocking stuff? And when you're from, say, Texas or something, how are you all of a sudden at Mount Rushmore? How did you know? How did you know in advance to get there and have your cameras rolling? See, these are the obvious things that we see that as journalists and streamers that are always on stuff, we know someone had inside information. So when people are up there holding down a stream of 80,000 people watching, it's because they knew inside what was going on. And that always leads back down the same rabbit hole as to the same hand is controlling this whole thing. And it gets sick. It gets sick to see it, that it's so controlled, man. It's so controlled from so many different aspects. Now, I say that because if there was real cats up there, if I knew of some real cats up there right now, and maybe there are, I just haven't seen the streams yet. But if I saw one that was real, I would reach out and be like, yo, what's up? Who owns them white vans? Get up on them. Go up there and get them plates. But yet these shills that are out there doing this shit, they ain't going to do that. They'll ignore our questions. They'll act like they don't see them, all this other crap, and it's because they're trained. They're going along with something else. We done snuffed that out. We already know that because we got up off our ass and hit the streets and we snuffed them out, okay? Instead of just sitting on the couch thinking this or that. I'm telling you, when you hit the streets and you feel the vibe and you see and you hear people talking and they're holding signs and they're doing all this weird shit, it's like a movie production. You know something is going down. And you don't see that unless you're there.
Yeah, exactly. We just fall right into that movie production. Like at this last one that we were at when we were in Charlotte, you know, there was a method to the madness as far as putting big smiles on our faces and interacting with the particular movement that was there at the time. See, we don't support or not support whatever movement is going on at the time. We're there to report. So, you know, as long as we're in good with them, we'll get info. Our cameras are allowed in. It was amazing how much they let us in on that one.
This next one here, talking about a warning. I should have had this at the front, but it's at the back here. It's just a quick one here about a ransomware that's spreading, and they're taking files hostage. So there's just another big one. They're saying it's connected to torrent sites. So if you guys use torrent sites, there's just a heads up here. This one dubbed Thief Quest. Malware called Thief Quest. It is a modified executable Google software update file. So you'll think you're just getting a regular Google software update, and it's malware. So if you see one of them things popping up that looks unfamiliar, don't look right, don't look like one you've ever seen before, I wouldn't click on it. I couldn't tell you how many emails people try to send all the time thinking they're slick. Like, yeah, I even get fake ones from like PayPal or from wherever it is. Like, oh, this and that, and click here to, and you can always look, and you can look at the email real name, and it'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ABCD, you know, a bunch of crap. It's not chase.com/info/ anything like that, or paypal.com/ or anything like that. It's a bunch of garble, and if you have the eyes to see, you can pick up and know, hold on, that's crap, that's not official. And yeah, they're phishing you. They're trying to get you to click on the link. So if you didn't know, now you know. Don't click on them suspect links. Hopefully you got something set up that can send a lot of that crap to spam.
Don't click on them links. Damn links.
I wanted to finish this piece here with the talk about digital currency and where this is all going, because many people in the crew have already seen the coins are disappearing. Ryan saw it, Mike saw it, they dropped images, other people were seeing it dropping images, and a lot of people are like, what's going on here? The Federal Reserve's not shipping them out no more. The coinage is vanishing.
There was a shoot-off little story to that. Remember the same location that I took that picture at still has the sign up on the doors, but their ATM machines have not been getting deliveries for about a week now. So it's right off of a major highway. It's a truck rest stop. It's a major corporate truck rest stop, and their ATM machines haven't been able to disperse cash for over a week now.
That's interesting. I mean, and we've got to keep track of that stuff right now, man. Big time. Because what happens when you start bouncing city to city and you realize there's no cash in any ATMs, at any banks here, it may be on the horizon. I mean, we've gone through these waves of crazy things, of runs on things, out of this, out of that. Can't you? I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, this is all still part of that big push that they have, so to speak. It's changing everything around us. I really feel like the whole essential thing, it's not gone away. We're going to see another thing. Gates was hinting at it. I put out a clip. He was hinting that the flu is still a very serious problem. And here, 2 days later, just the other day, I put out a video on this. Everyone's warning about a new swine flu. That could be a pandemic. It's like, dude, get the out of here, dude. Like, dear Lord God, I asked you in heaven, deliver angels to bring us the means to defeat these demons. We will put in the work here in the flesh. Bring in a means, deliver, please. I'll fight them right here on the front line. Just give me the tools to do so. There's no sense, and give me the green light to do so. I know the day is chosen for the Most High to smoke this whole planet. He's going to crumble it by fire. I've been telling you every Friday night for I don't know how long. It's coming. The last time was water, the next is by fire. But dang it. I so bad want to be there for you, for everyone, to cut the head off the pedo in the castle and let all the vets in that need a place to stay and sleep. Feed them all. Do it the righteous way. But it's like I ain't getting presented that opportunity. I'm right here screaming for it, ready for war. Got nothing to back it. And I'm like, well, maybe that is I'm chomping at the bit. Maybe that's time's not reserved for me. Huh? Is that not? What am I to do? When we're ready, willing, killing, dealing, thrilling, and able, ready to break out the stable. But can't. But can't. You know what I'm saying? So, you just remember, someone came along the way, man, that was down. And for anyone sitting out there on millions ready to fight this beast, put your money where your fucking mouth is, fool.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't got to back me. Go back another righteous cat. Do it. And get it done. They're just going to come and take it anyway here, because if you're not paying attention, this whole thing's going digital. And when it goes digital on blockchain, they're tracking it all. It's what I warned about in the beginning, the beast blockchain. Japan is showing a strong sign of that right now. And they are playing catch up. They're trying to catch up to who? China. What's China done while no one's paying attention? They've created their own central bank digital currency where everyone's staring at Bitcoin. Sure have. Just like we've warned you what they're going to do here with the Amero. And we've known this for a long time. We knew about the Amero before we even knew of Bitcoin or a blockchain. But that was the same knowledge we got when we knew that they were going after Venezuela, they were going to Libya, all these other places. And they did. They've done everything. They've gone up to everything on that list, down to the very last ones. So it was all true. It was all real. All the shit they wanted to say was fucking conspiracy, was fucking real. Sorry I'm cussing, but hey, I'm human. And I'm stuck on Earth where there's a bunch of fucking evil. And I'm only human. You know, Mr. A salutes, man. Maybe I should go on X-Tag because I cussed 3 times when gamers over here cussed the whole freaking stream. Garbage. Anyhow, I'm just going to sign off for the night then. And, continue my plotting behind our curtain, so to speak. These bitch-ass federales ain't listening in. Because I know you are.
Yeah, they are.
And I don't hear no one else ever calling them out neither on this shit neither. I said so looking for real cats out here, man. They're so hard to find. So hard to find. So I salute all of you that ride and show up here all the time. But you know what I mean? I'm looking for that, what's that guy's name? That Parks Road Loud and all that shit on Twitter. Frank Dukes or something Frank.
Oh
or,
yeah,
he's real militant and all that. It's like
for piss.
everybody's waiting for some dude like that to come around. Well, he's there. I don't know what you want a dude like that to hit the streets. I mean, would you even join him? I mean,
I don't know. Lepender says right here, brother. Come on, hit us up.
No, like I said earlier, it's like preaching to the choir to y'all. When I do a lot of this screaming and I'm yelling at the world, a world that, unfortunately, it's like we can't reach. It's like I can't touch it. I can't reach it. I know it's there. I can see it. All these people, I can't reach them. They won't let me. It's fucking bullshit.